People always complain, official gifted grace, you're always talking about how to move to Germany, but you never talk about the challenges. Well, today, let's talk about them. The real struggles that Africans, especially dark skinned Africans, face in Germany. I will say, let's start with the truth about my content. Now, if you're new here, you might never think I talk about this, but if you've been on my live streams or watched some of my older videos, you already know. I talk about this a lot. Why? Because it also affects me as a person. Now, I talk about how to hold your ground in Germany as a dark skinned African because this journey is not all roses and fairy tales because it's real life. First of all, let's start with our first battle, which is the language. Now, German is not easy. Many Africans struggle with it, and it affects everything: work, studies, confidence, and even friendships. I have seen so many brilliant Africans, doctors, engineers, teachers, who came here and end up working as cleaners or helpers, not because they're lazy, but because the language is hard and their certificates are not recognized most of the time. The thought of starting school again from zero at 35, 40, or 50 years old feels impossible for many, so they stay stuck. That's the painful truth. And let us not forget the reality of racism. Yes, racism is still very real here in Germany. Now, some people will smile at you but still look down on you. You walk into a room, and before you even speak, someone already thinking, this is a blue day Africana. You have to work twice, sometimes 10 times as hard to earn the same respect. Especially in some professions like nursing, the toxicity is unbelievable. I know people crying every day because of how they're treated, and it's destroying their mental health. The other daily struggles that we are not even allowed to forget is the accommodation. Yes, now landlords don't want to rent to Africans most of the time. Believe me, Africans pay huge sum here in Germany just to have an apartment. Getting a driving license is a battle. Recognition of your certificate takes almost forever, and don't get me started with job center or paperwork. Sometimes it feels like we are in a system that sees us as third class, even when we give our best. But let me be honest, not everyone is bad. I have had my experience. I have seen more good Germans than bad ones. Some are genuinely kind, friendly, and helpful. And most of the racism we face usually comes from non Germans, other nationalities living here, not always from German born people themselves. Let's be real, where in this world is perfect? In my own country, we have classism, colorism, and other divisions, tribalism amongst all. So every country has its own struggles. Germany is not an exception. The most important thing is to keep your head high, stay focused, and fight for your space with